Imagine waking up one morning and your entire WordPress website is gone. White screen, error 500, nothing works. In this video, I'll show you exactly how to restore your WordPress site from backup manually, even if your dashboard is completely broken. So, without wasting any of our time, let's quickly jump into the actual import. For import to work, we needed few things like we needed backup of our WordPress files and backup of our MySQL database. In my this tutorial, I have already downloaded my backup with me, and here is my MySQL files, and here are my database files. If you see, these files are way back from 2019. So the date is showing recent because I have just extracted and downloaded uploaded few files to get into the system. Okay, so how we actually import our database. So I have already opened my phpMyAdmin and my local host is running, so I can create a database and I can name it whatever we want to say it as it is for only for testing purposes, so I can keep my name same as the download folder. So I have simply created my database. Okay, perfect. So once database is created, I can click on import to import the database from the backup file. Okay, so I can simply choose file and under my download folder I have this backup, so I can just click on the import button. Nothing else is required from our side. So based on the size of the database file, it can take a bit longer than usual. Also, uh, process is same even if you are working on a local environment or on your live production side. The simple process is first we will be importing our database, then we will be placing our WordPress files in proper folder. If you are using some host like Bluehost or Hostinger, you can place your files in your cPanel folder. To do that, until the in the meantime until our database is importing, I can simply go back to the files and I can copy my exact folder and I can go into my XAMPP folder, and under my htdocs folder I can simply paste it. Okay, so based on the size of the files it can take some time even if you are uploading it into the cPanel. To import your files inside cPanel, you can use multiple ways. You can either use direct way of import from cPanel, you can use FTP clients, or you can just simply try to use CLI based import. So it depends totally on the situation and your requirements. But for testing purposes and for you know teaching you how to do it, I am going with the local host so we can simply see it how it actually works. Perfect. So our database has been imported successfully. Once our database is imported, next step comes is to adjust the files and the connection of the database with our WordPress installation. You know WordPress wp-config file. If I simply let me check if our files are still downloading, and in the meantime I can open the folder in my code editor, so I can simply open it. All right, so I have simply I can zoom it a bit so you can see clearly what's going on. Okay, so this is our folder for WP for our WordPress installation, right? And this is our database. Okay, so first of all I can simply copy name of our database and open wp config file. Obviously, it will be containing data from the old server or old installation. Okay, so now I have to replace it with my current name of the database. Based on your situation, if you are working on a production site, you may have a username, password, and localhost or some host URL. It depends on you. But at the moment, as I am working on a localhost, so yeah, the username of my phpAdmin is root, and password is empty. As also my localhost is same where my WordPress files and my MySQL server, MySQL database staying. So it is same. So I will be using localhost. All right. So what we have done so far, we have created our database. We have imported our database backup file in that particular database. Then in our WordPress files and inside wp-config file, we have updated the name of the database, username, password, and localhost based on our file structure or server settings. And still my files are being copied, so until it's done we can wait a bit. Our files are almost copied, so we can wait until it is fully done. Okay, come on, we have to see the full process, so it's taking a bit longer now. And finally it is done. We can go to our htdocs folder, so it's there. All right. So far, we have created our database, we have imported our backup file of the database, and then we have copied our WordPress file inside the htdocs folder inside XAMPP. Okay, so it depends if you have done on the production or on the local host. Once these steps are done, we have to simply copy the code. So I will be providing link of this post in the description of the video, so you can simply copy it. But if you want to type it at your own, you can do that too. All right. So I can simply go to the new tab, and for here if I just go to the SQL, I can copy the code. So now we have to simply check or update our URLs. As I already mentioned, this backup is way back from 2019, so I don't know what was the actual URL in that time. Okay, so I can simply go to the WP options table in the imported database, and I can simply check site URL or home URLs. Okay, that was the name of the old website. Okay, so I can simply double click it, I can copy and can paste as the old name, right? Then I can simply copy it and can replace it with all the places where old URL is coming, because that's the path of our old URL. Why we are doing so? Because we are updating our old URL with the new one. So what is the name of our new one? New folder is this path actually. If I click here, we will be seeing some sort of errors, so it's very common. Okay, why from where I have taken this path? Because if you see inside my htdocs folder, my files are residing under classifier folder, so that's why the path of my new URL will be localhost/classifier. Okay, so we have to simply update that with the new URL. All right, so I can simply copy it once again and paste it like here, everywhere where we want to see our new URL. Okay, so this is done. Once this is done, we can simply click on the go. All right, and now we can simply try to view our site, as it is our way back old data from 2019, so we can see some sort of errors. All right, if you see, it is a fatal error. And why we are seeing these errors, let me quickly go to wp-config and show you, because our debug is true. All right, so now based on the process we have done so far, we can simply proceed to the next stage to fix these errors. Now if you see, the error is coming from our wp includes folder. All right, it means we need to update our WordPress version. So how we can do that? We can simply download our latest WordPress. Let me check if I already have one downloaded in. It looks like I don't. Okay, I have already downloaded a WordPress folder. Perfect. So from here, I can simply copy wp-admin and wp includes folders and can go inside my classifier folder. I can simply rename it to something like, if it allows me, I don't think so because we have a, okay, it does. So we can simply rename those folders because these are old folders, and I can simply paste new folders here. Perfect. So what we are doing, we are just seeing some errors, fatal errors, which are coming from the wp includes folder. As I mentioned, this is a backup from around 6 to 7 years old files, so a lot has changed in the meantime. So now it's time to update our WordPress files manually. So how to update these files? We have to simply download our WordPress recent version from wordpress.org, and once that is done, we have to simply copy wp-admin and wp-includes folder, and we have to replace our existing wp-admin and wp-includes folder inside our old files. All right, so it will be taking some time again. So our files copied. Once our files are copied, we can simply go back again and see if that works. All right, still it's not working because we have to also update our files. So how to update other files? Now we have to simply copy all the files and we have to uncheck these files, because now we don't want to upload any of our folders. And now coming again to our website, and here we can simply paste all these files. Okay, so we can, yes, we can run the replace. What we have done, if you see, we haven't updated wp-config file. Why? Because it contains our connection to the database. Okay, and we have not also updated wp-content folder. Why? Because it contains all our files, our themes, plugins, and our uploads folder. All right, so once that is done, we can simply check once again to see if that works this time. As I mentioned earlier, these files are way back from 2018 to 2019. So some things may not, still may not work, like w WooCommerce is not working. Okay, so we have to simply update these files as well. But by now I will be simply going to my plugin and will be up. Oh, sorry, it I am under a wrong folder. So I have to come to WP content, and inside plugins I have to simply rename the plugin folder. Why I am renaming it? Because renaming a plugin folder will deactivate if it's activated. Obviously renaming it means that folder will not be found, so now it will be deactivated. This way we will be checking one by one to make sure we are doing it in the right way. Now we know everything is working fine so far for the WordPress side, but for WooCommerce we have to deactivate the plugin, right? So I will be showing you how to do that in a moment. So everything is fine. So these are warnings. To remove these warnings, I have to simply go back here and I have to set it to files false and save. Now we can come back to it and see what's going on. Perfect. We can hard hide these warnings, but we can do that in a bit. Now next step comes is to simply log in. Imagine, okay, so if you see, This you have to simply go to the folder, and there you have to remove the maintenance file. Okay, where is the dot maintenance file? Okay, let me check again if it's still showing that maintenance. Okay, if it shows maintenance, we can simply remove the file, but at the moment I couldn't see the file, so maybe that is already removed from WordPress itself. Perfect. All right. As I mentioned many times, this backup is way back from 7 years. So I don't know what is the username and what is the password. So let's say if I add this password and try to log in, that's the password I usually use, but let's see if it works. Okay, it's not. So because we are on a local host and even we are on a production, maybe emails are not working. So then how to do this, how to make it work? Then we can simply, as you know, we have full control of the database. We can go to the wp users table, and with the id of one user we can simply check what is the user login. So it is already admin. Okay, so we can simply add admin, and for the password we can click on the edit, and inside the user pass we can click on the md5, and here we can write our admin password like this. Okay, so we have to just make sure we are using md5 here, and then whatever password we are using here we can copy. That will be becoming our password for the user. All right, so now I can simply try to log in. Okay, so this is very common. Why you are seeing this? Because the folder the folder we have for the backup contains files from the security plugins like WordFence and other items. So for that purpose we can simply go to the content, and inside plugins we can see if security plugin is active. Then we can simply rename it to disable as well. All right, and now we try to see if that works. Perfect. You see, we have already done this. We can see, okay, this email is correct, and if we want to change it we can do that from the database. Obviously this is from for an employer, so it contains all those informations from the employer. All right, so if let me quickly show you. As I was saying, these files are way back from 6 7 years. Now we have obviously we have just updated the database, but if you see, all these plugins and all these file themes will be requiring an update. Now we have to simply come to our plugins folder. Once we came to our plugins folder, we have to simply go back and rename our plugins to their actual names, because now it will not be causing any harm for us as these plugins are not active. All right, so once we coming to the WooCommerce, we can simply reload the page, because now we have changed the names of the plugins, so it can take back from the actual plugins. All right, now we have to simply update the plugin. Updating plugin this way is not recommended, because if plugin have is having some sort of a conflict with other plugins, so updating this plugin directly will not be working. But I know, because in this particular code base there was no such issue at all, so updating plugin this way will not be causing any headache for me. So it's, I think, going to update all fine. If we want to update other plugins, we can do that as well. Okay, so we are also having a WooCommerce gateway stripe plugin. So we need to update that one too. And until we don't have that, because it may require a, let me check if it is a paid plugin or a free one. No, it is free one. So we can simply click on the update as well. No need to change anything. All right. This way we can simply make sure everything is done in a proper way, in a proper set steps one by one. We are hitting and trying, we are failing, and we are fixing that particular part. Like first of all, if your database is way too long or your database are having some problems with the new database engine, so you may feel something different and you may find some issues. Okay, and then we coming to the codes part, there we can also find some issues, so it's taking a lot of time. It's not quite normal, but we have to see what's going on. In the meantime, we can simply go to the settings and permalinks, and we can flush the permalinks to be certain that everything works fine with the updated url of the website. Okay, so we have to simply save changes and nothing else is required. Okay, our permalink structure is updated. Now we have to simply check for the plugins if these are updated. Okay, WooCommerce just got updated. Now we are checking for the Stripe Gateway plugin. Alright, so our Stripe Gateway plugin is also updated. By now we have to simply activate our WooCommerce plugin. Alright. Why it's taking a time? The reason is that all our code, if you see, is way back from almost each plugin is back from 6 to 7 years. So everything is not compatible with the latest WordPress version. So everything needs a change. Now our plugin is active, and obviously hopeful to see that our warnings will also be gone, because these are coming from the payment gateways and WooCommerce. Perfect. So we are fully done. Our website is working. There is no warning at all. We have done everything fine. And finally, our WordPress security plugin was not letting us log in, so we have to activate it as well. Because that's only these were the only things which we stopped and we deactivated by renaming their names in the folders. Now we have to make sure everything is done, because then obviously our site and plugin everything will be working as intended. All right, so finally we are here, and if we go to the pages, everything will be fine. To quickly check one more thing for the posters, if we have any post or page, because in this particular setup I don't think there will be any page or post. Okay, we have this one, so I can simply go to see if it works and lands fine. Perfect. So it is going to the proper url and everything seems to be fine, and our post is showing too. All right, that's how we actually import WordPress from our old backups, because these files and these database are backed up from 2019. So we have successfully not just imported it, we have updated it in a professional way. We have uh, got our username from the database. We have updated password of the user, and then finally we logged in that as that user, and we have successfully updated our plugins to avoid any conflicts which we had during the import. Now everything seems to be working fine, and in your case, if you find any issues or any conflicts and you are unable to resolve these, don't hesitate to ping me through the comments, and I will be trying my best to reach you guys. In the next video, I will be coming up with another tip. Until then, have a nice time. See you. Bye bye.